All right. I need to find my and let's see here.
And here's a plate, fork, napkin, please.
Sorry, let me get my my thing at first. How do I do this? There it is. Okay, there's a new tab. Here we go. Didn't take me too long. The button is sexy. Okay. Okay. I'm a business. Okay. I'm Carrie Mann with Purple Moss Photography. I've also been okay, I have happy faces. Yay. Okay, good. Jenny's here too, so this is awesome. Um, so I do headshot photography, corporate branding, that sort of thing. So I have a long history of doing branding in general. So I feel like I have an authority. I can tell you a little bit about it. Uh, here we go. So we'll do a teeny bit about me. And there I did it. I did the You're not supposed to do that. Here, because I've done this presentation like 3 times. Well, I'll start with I have run several businesses. So I was a painting contractor for about 6 years back in my early 20s. After that, and I ran like 20, I don't know, 20 guys. So big company there, sold it right before the crash. So I got really lucky. Then I bought a gymnastics facility and I ran that for a lot of years, had to brand that and get it going. And then after I sold that business and moved, I started 2 photography companies. So I had to run 2 businesses at the same time. And then I sold one of my photography companies and also became a mortgage lender. But never fear, it's okay. I'm not going to be one of those like houndy mortgage lenders that call you all the time and bug you, okay? Because I'm too busy. Anyway, but mostly I'm here for the photography side. That's just a little bit about me. Now, the other thing that I love about me is that I'm a doggy mom. So this is Teddy Bear. He's my baby, and I got him a year ago. He's my favorite thing, aside from my man. My man is number 2. he, he doesn't know that yet, so I keep it a secret. I just say it simple like this. Anyway, he's cute. I love how masculine he is, and one thing about me is I love gardening. I love eating healthy. I love working out. I love just taking care of myself, my family, my life. All right. So I encourage others to do that. I actually have a pretty big why. I'll get into my why in just a second. But I promise not to be long and boring about myself. That's basically it. That's my introduction of myself. So I'm not going to have a ton of stories about me because that's the thing that I get really bugged about when I go to a presentation or I watch YouTube videos. I mean, YouTube, not I read books. They drag on forever. I'm like, get to the freaking point, right? Like, yes, thank you. Okay, so I will get to the point. All right. I am going to cover how to make people love your brand. Okay, I feel like I've done that. If we have time, I may show how to do a reel. Okay, and then I'll have a reality check then.
Well, don't do that.
Crazy. Okay. Here's just a quick little video of me at my just a little intro clip. My why, though, is very important to me. I actually came up with this about a year ago, and I was quite proud of myself because I read the book by Simon Sinek, Start with Why. Who's read that? What? No one in this class has read that? Okay, write this one down. This is a big part of your brand and who you are. Simon Sinek, Start with Why. Okay, usually there's like 2 or Simon Sinek. He's phenomenal. You'll love, like, if you're an audio person, you'll love. He's got a British accent, so sexy. So yeah, you're like, no, I'm not into sexy. Okay, all right. But my why, he helped me develop my why, and this is very strong. I realized that through coaching and through all of the businesses I've done, that the thing that inspires me the most is how to get people to move beyond their limiting beliefs. We all come in, like I get people coming in with headshots. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I hate this. I don't want to get my headshot. Blah, blah, blah. And they have this internal dialogue. So I'm helping them move beyond their limiting beliefs. And so the big part of what I do in my realm of photography, also same with mortgage lending. I have to, my last client, she was a nut. She was like, no, I'm backing out. She literally wanted to back out the whole time. I was putting money into the deal and trying to make it all happen. My real estate agent, she's like, no, this is going to get fun. You're going to turn in house things. And I was like, okay. So I have to move her beyond those limiting beliefs because she's like, no, I'm a single mom. I can't afford it. I don't make much money. Blah, blah, blah. But her paycheck is fine. Like we were fine. Okay. But she just needed to move beyond that. And it's very important. That why is actually, that's the root of where I come from. Okay. Branding. What is it? We think it's our logo. We think it's our tagline. We feel like it's our pictures. It's actually none of that. It's what people say about us when we're not in the room. Okay, when I heard that, I was like, oh, okay, hopefully people are saying good things. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a test here in just a second. A little bit of a test. All right. Well, we're going to try to find a friend. It's actually fun when you don't know anyone and see how you're perceived. So that's what we're going to test. Okay, so it's your reputation. All right, let's start with you guys. Write down 5 things that you would like to be perceived as. So this is not who you are necessarily or exactly your personality. What do you want people to know about you? And you can actually expand this list to 20 things, I encourage you, but just for time's sake, let's just worry about 5 today. Write it down. I'll give you a few minutes. People online, write it down. I'm hoping we have our online people. Are you, let's check. Are my people online? Are you there? Tana, are you there?
Yep, I'm there.
Okay, perfect. I just can't see you, so I just want to make sure you're there. 5 things you'd like to be perceived as. Mine is I want to be known as a knowledgeable person. I feel like I think outside the box. I'm a little kooky. That's okay. That's how I have my fun. Of course, doggy mom. That's how I presented myself. I love to inspire people to move beyond their limiting beliefs, so inspiring. And I feel like I have great energy, and I want to project that. Okay, I want people to be happy around me. So, what do you want? I see people writing. This is awesome. You at home, write it down too. And don't tell anybody. This is your secret for just a second. We'll do a little test. Okay. I love this part. And when you're done, just sort of look up. Did I give everybody enough time? Are we good? Okay, cool. All right, now here's the fun part. You're gonna find a friend or someone you don't know in the room. You'll sit next to them. You'll have a second to introduce yourself if you don't know each other. Just talk a little bit about yourself, ask the usual questions because you guys are all salespeople. So I know you know how to introduce yourselves, right? Okay. And then I want you to write 5 words that describe your friend. Just down on a paper. Don't tell them. And then we're going to share it together. I'm going to see how close your perception of you comes across somebody either that's been your friend for a while or doesn't know you at all. Do we have at least try to find some friends? There might be.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I, which is very. Yeah.
I love people. The reason why I do that is to help people figure out how to say their dreams. And there's do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm all about this. I can think so.
Right.
Because, well, I mean, and we want to write down our things to scare me off. Just if we're unsure, finally, I agree with what I think.
But big deal to see like what they think about the definition on impact. We'll say, oh, not his.
I think it's my way to see where they call
You wanna know? I can see four figure by
Well, tires have like.
so that maybe flats shoes right
You at home, you can phone a friend,
but I love
or I encourage you to just, when you're talking to somebody, as a conversation starter, you can just ask, what do you think of me? Like, how do I come across? And then you can also share that with them, like how they come across, so they may enjoy hearing that, okay?
Yeah. But I needed that thing.
Yeah, I think.
And you back to that. To get feeling a problem, like that. Oh,
Really care.
Sure.
Oh, we can tell you we didn't have. About.
Let's all be about the.
So I don't believe it.
Because, I started here in 20 years.
The room is still doing their thing, we're gonna give it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, that's. Like your motion personally.
Like I was right with them, but
If you have not started writing down words, go ahead and start writing down words, what you think of each other, okay? Yeah.
It's a.
It's not a regular conversation over there.
okay.
This is.
Oh, like.
No, I don't think it's not, right?
Mine to do is like
I'm gonna say.
love and kind of thinking and have that. Not ever the
Because my father like really like fights to the bed.
and because of that, I have a lot of like. I know I've actually been like. I don't think I was trying to go. It was like, oh, no, people, yeah, I want to get doctors.
You got him? You feel like you know this man?
I don't find things.
Okay, all right.
That's my option, you stepping in, so I'm
I love that we get to interact again, you know, and be with people. And see what they think of us.
And all that. And that's fine, people are like, you know, they're both. They're not helping you. And it's. And then.
All right, can we wrap it up, everybody?
Yep.
Are we close? Is that enough time? Did we write down some words? Yep. Okay, good. Okay, perfect. All right, may I have everyone's attention again? Is that okay? I'll get started again? Okay, now, with these 5 words, before we share a few people, these 5 words are very good to start impregnating into your social media and all of your marketing. Okay, so when I heard that tactic, I was like, oh, then you will help people get a sense of who you are. So when you're stuck one day and you're like, okay, I have to do a crappy video, I hate this, blah, 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 go to your 5 or 20, hopefully you'll write down 20 eventually. And then you go, okay, what do I want to reveal about my personality to the world today? What's important for them to hear? This is a great list to start from. I really love this list. It helps me develop my brand. And I've changed my words over time too. So you can do that. You don't have to be stuck, but it helps you to create your social media. Okay, now we're going to share. I would like a group that didn't know each other and a group that did know each other. So who here in the room does know each other? No one knows each other? These are correct group? Oh, okay. Yeah, they took it very seriously. They're like, no, we're writing it down. I'm sure. Okay. So you, dear, tell me your name.
I'm Lori.
Lori. Okay, we'll start with you, Lori. Will you tell me the 5 things that you perceive yourself as?
Oh. Friendly, good energy, integrity, successful, kind, touchable, like I'm approachable.
Please. Okay, and you two ladies, will you share what you thought about her? Yeah. Ooh, look at her reaction. Yeah.
But happy, fun, kind, loving, and trustworthy.
Okay. Do you feel like that came off very well then? Yeah, you do?
And I didn't know, but I said enthusiastic, genuine, family oriented, compassionate.
Beautiful. What? However, we're recording this, and you guys can get back the feedback. Cute. I love that. Okay, and tell me your name, dude. Christy.
Christy.
Christy. Okay, Christy, tell us your 5 words.
Okay. Kind, smart, get it done, like no nonsense,
Okay.
spiritual, and put together.
Okay. I'm wondering if they'll feel those things. Let's see. Either one. Either one. Tango.
Patience. Great energy.
Okay.
Intuitive, kind, and approachable.
Right. Right. Tana, are you at home? Are you able to hear what the audience is saying?
Yeah, we could hear him.
Okay, perfect. All right, go ahead.
I said kind, open-minded, pathetic.
Good. What did we miss? What did she say that they didn't say yet? But they don't know about her? Spiritual, yes. Okay. So if that is something you want to project, now it's in your realm. Go ahead and make sure you project that more. Okay.
I like they both with intuitive and because those are more spiritual.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Very good. They just didn't use the exact word. That's why I was like,
I
okay.
almost the intuitive that is spiritual.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay. Well then. Okay. You bigger. And tell us your name.
Kenzie.
Kenzie. Great.
Knowledgeable, on people's side, caring, empathetic.
You two ladies, go for it.
I put strong, smart, reliable, fashionable, and fierce or feisty, like she's got fire.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
A good fire.
Very driven.
Oh,
Great, easygoing,
knowledgeable, and very kind.
Very good. Is that what you wanted to project? The things that they put you to?
What I wanted to do.
Right now, so right, yeah, Pisces, mom, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, good. Does it feel good to share this information, like to see what people think of you? I went to my gym the other day and I'm like, just the lady at the front desk, I laugh at her every now and again. She's young, she's, you know, one of those not millennials, but younger, whatever they are. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, I have to move people beyond their limiting beliefs, but I have to actually tell her like how the economy is going because she's so young, she doesn't know. So anyway, I blab her all the time. And I said, well, how do you perceive me? And that was very interesting because she actually came up with a bunch of other words that I didn't know. I was like, oh, that's how I. So go to your friends. Listen, this is a very quick question on your branding. What do people say to me? Okay, I am interested to hear what these two guys. Would you care to share? Okay, and you, sir, what's your name?
I'm Brady.
Rainy. Okay, perfect. Please, I want to hear your 5 things. Go for it, Rainy.
Nothing to do with real estate money.
Okay.
Loving. Inspiring. Hopeful. Assurance. Positive.
This, I love that. He has such conviction in the way he spoke. I was like, oh, am I watching a movie right now? This is awesome. Okay. And you, sir, what's your name?
Tyler.
Tyler. Did you feel this from him? Let's hear it.
So I wrote patient, caring, loving, happy, sure.
Ooh, dang, yeah. There you go. So you projected that. That is fabulous. Okay. Now you, sir, go.
Yeah, I put for myself, friendly, knowledgeable, on time, energetic, and
Energetic and well. Okay, great. You said it was
It's rainy.
rainy. Okay. Rainy.
You're already.
So rainy, thank you. See ya. Second.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. So Tyler is he's good. He's hardworking. He is fun loving. And he has a good business acumen.
Very nice. Did you feel like you knew those things about yourself?
to an extent.
Okay, yeah. Hey, great. Thank you all for sharing. Isn't that fun? That was a fun one. Okay. One of my favorites. All right, moving forward. See, now you have a trick in your bag. It's like a little nugget. Okay. Here's the things that you want to ask yourself about your branding. Who am I? So just write this question down. These are for later. Okay. Who am I? What do I like to do? Me, I love hanging out with my dog. I love going to parks. I love cooking and eating, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
I don't think your boyfriend is very happy.
No,
About
the dog thing.
yours.
Yeah, he kind of.
Ah, 14. My person.
Yeah, right?
No.
At least he's in there.
Right.
Well, the part here, tell me if I'm wrong, the dogs don't argue with you. Yeah. I think. Yeah, they do. I mean, I get it, the dog doesn't pay the bills, but you know what? I on my face, every kind of stands up. Okay, now the next question is, how do I naturally show up for people every day? We don't want you to force you to be somebody you're not. How do you naturally show up for people? What are you known for? What are you missing? But what am I missing? What are the, like, you know, I thought I was catching the spirituality thing, but maybe I wasn't, you know, but find something that you feel like maybe people don't know about you, that you'd really like them to know about you. And then where do I spend my time? So all of these now will feed, and usually, and they feed into your brands. And when you talk to people and how you're relating to people, and you are master networkers. And if you're not, get out of your houses, quit the COVID thing, get back out, be with people, and do the things that you naturally love to do. And then people will gravitate, right? Okay, so here's a fun one. I also want to teach you a little bit about how to introduce yourself when you're at these networking things. So the usual introduction is, hey, I'm Carrie, I'm a real estate agent. No, I'm not, but raise your hands if you introduce yourself saying, I'm a real estate agent. What happened? Give me some ideas of what happens when, do they keep asking you a lot of questions?
They say they know 9 other real estate agents.
Perfect. They just say, like, "Meh, I'm done. Yeah. Perfect.
Count the mark
How?
every time.
Every time. Yeah. So you better keep up with that. Okay. There you go. Right. Because they're interested in the in the future and whatever, and what their house might be worth, and or if they could ever buy a house, whatever. Right. Yeah. I saw this one. I was like, oh dang, this is juicy. It's some juicy bit. So I was like, yeah, let's throw it in. Okay. So the creative introduction is there to prompt people to actually want to engage with you a little bit more. You're kind of like quasi hiding it. Okay. But you're gonna say, hi, I'm Carrie. I do creative work in the real estate space. You can think of whatever you want, but just don't literally say, oh, I'm a real estate agent, or I'm a mortgage lender, blah. Okay? Try to say something else that them to want to ask a question, right? Ask a question. Okay. That one was a fun one. Okay, let's talk about how to connect. Does anybody have any issues connecting with people here? Are we all pretty good at connecting? Okay. I do have a trick. I have a couple of tricks. All right. So my man, let's go back. I will share a story about my man. He is this highly analytical person. Who's analytical in this room? Anybody? No analytics. Oh, yes. Okay. Remember your name again. You came in. Stevie, thank you. Okay. I'm singing Gloria, and I was like, no, got it wrong. And you guys are gonna see that I'm actually bad at the thing I'm gonna teach you here in a second. But
Father, my son are complex businesses.
oh boy.
Holidays, should the beach, Disneyland, it's just analytical and what?
Oh my goodness, that's
Very
awesome.
common.
Yes, it is very challenging because they feel not heard. They feel like people don't get them. Okay, and that's my man. We think he might have like a Asperger. Okay, because he gets these looks. And I was like, oh, what is this? Now I had an ex-husband. He was Mr. Life of the party and would talk to everybody all the time. But meanwhile, he was a compulsive liar and philanderer. So when I have this man on the other side who's just a little touchy, I'm like, okay, I can deal with that, right? At least he's not cheating. At least he's not doing horrible things behind my back, okay? He's like being upfront. He just feels misunderstood. So I'm like, okay, this is why I dove into my why. How do I get this man to actually respond to me in a positive way? Because I'm a very positive, very happy person. I do not like confrontation. And actually, he is the one who inspired me to be able to have the gut to go and be a mortgage lender because I was terrified at confrontation, problems, and yeah. But he's been giving it to me for years, so I'm like, ready to go. What is it? Oh, I feel like beautiful conversation. So there are a lot of books. And these are a few nuggets. There's plenty of nuggets, but one is ask questions like this. So instead of leading, you want to just get to the meat of it. And the more you can get them to talk, and the more questions you have without seeing prying or leading them into something, when they're in a difficult situation in a moment, they want to feel heard, right? They want somebody to actually listen to them. So another add-on is to repeat the last 3 words that they're saying. That's a great one. You naturally do it, but you can, if it's in the back of your mind, you might do it a little bit more, which will make people feel a little more comfortable. So first of all, going back to the open-ended question, can somebody give me an example? Rainy, I think you've got it. I know you do. Do you have an example of an open-ended question? Think of think of a problem that somebody had in your life. What kind of question, like, do you have a scenario of something that happened? Okay.
Well, significantly questions with some specific keywords like as opposed to do you know, which will end up with a yes or no. So how did the event last night go?
Very good examples. Yes. Exactly. How you initially start to phrase the question. I'm glad that you brought that up. Okay. So that's a great one. How to? Does anybody else have another example?
Just looking for the following here.
Yes. What was it?
Okay, and she says for the question, said, tell me more, explain to me how attention was, or, and then, the
What is this book?
bulletproof,
Bulletproof.
right,
Okay.
and
Perfect. That will be my next book.
describe,
Describe.
me on your neighbor.
Good. Good. Yes, you did. Help me understand. That's a great one. Yeah, write all these down. How often are you guys in heated negotiation situations? Raise your hands. Like, how often? Like, or are you pretty good at setting expectations? That's the other thing. Either you get the heated thing, or you're really good at setting expectations. Whoever has heard the quote, "Expectations are premeditated resentments." Has anybody heard that? I'll say it again. Expectations are premeditated resentment. Did that just blow your mind?
Yeah.
She's like, what? Okay, because this is expectations are premeditated resentments. My favorite quote of all time. This is what made me stay in my horrible marriage for 16 years now. Because if you place an expectation on something, well, actually, anytime you've ever felt angry in your life, think of a time. Who has an example of something that happened recently that's pretty benign, but you got pissed off at? Anybody? Yes, here.
I remember the American Guild of Organists in New York City, and my husband bought me some music, and it's Bach, and it's very complicated at the time that I was very stressed out.
Okay.
And he presents it to me after work, and I'm trying to do dinner along. He's like,
Okay. And you're like, yeah. Okay. So what were you expecting in that moment?
let me get through, the transition of getting home from work and then getting dinner and everything.
Right. You just wanted to be left alone for a second.
And then I was like, it'd be a nice time to present it,
Yeah. So she had an expectation that she wanted it to be presented later. Did he read your mind?
No.
Correct. He cannot read your mind.
And he does not scope hints or direction.
No, he didn't.
Right? He grab my shoulders and say, do this, please.
Yeah.
Because see, family now just over there. So then he was deeply hurt, which made me feel terrible because he said he paid buku for it.
Oh, there's another expectation. You expected him to not be deeply hurt. So now you felt bad twice.
Then he wanted me to do the jazz hands, and I'm usually like, what?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So he was expecting something too. I love this story. It's a fabulous story. Okay. Okay.
It's difficult to transition from work and business and professionalism to homemaker and cooking.
Okay.
He's
Now.
not domesticated and he's not allowed in the kitchen.
Aha. All right. Now let's replay this story. Now knowing that expectations. Yeah, we're going to replay the story now knowing that expectations are premeditated resentment. Okay. So he walks home. He has the box thing going on. And let's just do the expectation. You expected him to give you this Bach music. Okay.
When I'm dressed up in your mouth, there's some.
But no, but you're haywire, you're cooking, flipping a hamburger, whatever. He comes in, he has the boxing. You expected him to bring in the boxing, the music. Would you have been upset? Would you have been upset if you expected him to bring the box music?
Because now every time I play the organ, I feel like I have to play that box.
Hey, we're talking about this moment. If you expected him to bring home music and share it with you, could you have been mad?
No.
Right. You can't be mad. You literally can't be mad if you expected somebody to do something and they followed through with it. Now, if you expected them to do something and they didn't follow through with it, that's where you get mad, right? So what can you do? What's that middle ground that you can do to live in this world, this beautiful new world that I'm about to teach you? It's the land of zero expectation. Okay? Find this middle ground of zero expectation. And then when something comes at you, if you can live in that world, the longest you, it's a pleasant surprise no matter what comes at you. So those tend to be the people who are happier people, are the people who are pleasantly surprised all the time.
I
Yeah,
don't really agree with this statement, but my husband always says it, and he said, lower your expectations to the point where you can't be disappointed.
There you go. Oh, I love it. Okay. So at first we think lower, but I got this actually from Dr. Wayne Dyer. Who knows Dr. Wayne Dyer? Anybody? Yay, Jamie does. Chrissy does. Okay, good. So Dr. Wayne Dyer, he is now passed on, but he has amazing books out there that will teach you.
What's one of them? Can you read?
Do the Tao Now is one of them. Do the Tao Now. So he talks about the Tao, the book of the Tao, like it's this Tao, right? Did I say that right? Okay, do the Tao, but it's pronounced the D.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so Dr. Wayne Dyer, super amazing. Okay. Repeating the last 3 words the person said, let's move on to that. And I probably will have to cut this short. So I feel bad. We won't be able to get through all the material, but you guys have liked it so far, right?
Yeah.
I've kept up with my promise, nuggets and less about me. Okay. All right. Repeating the last 3 things the person says. So I'm as a photographer, I have an editor let's see, let's go back to the man. Let's do the man. He might be like, hey babe, I'm going to the store. And if I say, oh, cool, and I turn away, blah, 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 do you think he feels hurt? Do you feel like he's excited to go to the store now after he told me I'm going to the store? And that's like our usual ritual. We always go to the grocery store. But if I said, oh, you're going to the store or going to the store, just the last 3 words. Then what does that make a person do? Tyler, what does it make a person do? Perfect. And then what does that person usually respond with? So, okay, he's very direct. No, he's a direct. Yes, I'm going to the store. I love that. Usually it would be like, exactly. Like it actually opens the conversation up for more. So when you're trying to like pull things out of people, like, okay, so you're dealing with your clients and they are not agreeing on what house they're going to buy, right? So your job, I would think, would be to get them to communicate better with each other and with you about their needs. So the little 3 words is a great way to do that, just to kind of keep them talking and build the conversation better. Okay. This next one, avoid using the word but in line, please. All right. So here's an example of but. So I'll go to the editor one. I'm an editor. Oh, your edits are fabulous, but you forgot this blah, blah, blah over here. Okay. You guys all know this one, but one. Okay. What do you use? And since you know, don't use but, what do you use instead? Anybody? Chrissy learned the and. Where did you learn that, dear? You don't remember. Has anybody read Crucial Conversation? Okay, I believe it's in there. Cheryl Moulton's the one that taught me that. I was like, ooh, that's good. I like that juicy nugget bit. Okay. All right. Why? Ooh, this was the best one. This one came from a book called It's, let's see here, it's by Chris Voss, write down Chris Voss. This every single real estate agent should read. It's called Never Split the Difference. Who's read that in here? Yay, yay, okay. How many times do you have to read it to like really get it? Over and over, like don't stop. All right. He is also a former FBI negotiator, hostage negotiator. So he has a lot of great wisdom on how to communicate and talk with people to get them to actually never, the reason why he calls it never split the difference is because he's saying, you don't ever want to cut your hostage in half. You need to get the whole deal. You need to get what you want. So you need to talk to them in a way that will convince them to look at what they really look like, what logic would have you look at. You know, hopefully you're coming from a logical place, but you're not, you don't ever split the difference. You can't split your hostage in half. I just, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah. And I imagine guts hanging out and everything. Yes. Oh, oh, yeah.
What do you do when you say, I'm going to the store, is there anything you need here? No. I mean, to me, that's just like a brick wall, the conversation goes to.
I would, you could look at it as, well, that's an expectation thing. If you're not enjoying the brick wall, find a way to actually be okay with the brick wall and know that it's not him, it's how you're perceiving him that is buggy. Okay? It's not him.
He's just the fact.
You're the one that's the emotion. He's not the emotion. Now, if he's upset with how you respond, then it's his responsibility to, because we are in charge of our own emotions. They around us do not get to tell us how we think and feel inside. How do you think the Dalai Lama gets through his day when his entire country is falling apart? Tibet is not his anymore. He's in exile. How do you think he's on video going, right? It's because he can decide for himself how he's going to feel inside. Nothing else can touch that. That's the person I would love to be. I'm working so hard. That's why I'm up here talking, because we people who love to teach have a lot to learn. And when we teach, we learn more. Okay? So, yes, I have. The why. Okay. Well, let's talk about the why and why it's not the great thing to use. All right. An example of why is, why are you going to the store? I said that to Eric, my man. Why are you going to the store? Of course, with that inflection, you can also hear there's some what? Irritation, right? Now, as children, when we were children, our parents are constantly saying, why isn't your room clean? Why are you wearing those ugly pants? Well, why didn't you get your homework done? Because you know that they're asking those questions, meaning you were supposed to have done the opposite, right? So it starts young, and it starts with our parents. So as a parent, who's parenting? Oh, good, lots of parents. These are cool tricks. Just get rid of the word why and say, well, how are you going to get your homework done tonight? Because you know they didn't do it, right? How? Just replace it with how, or when, or what. Use any of those except why. Why sucks, because why it feels like an imposition. Okay, and that was a tactic in his book. So huge. And every time I say, when I start my question with the why, I'm like, dang it. Okay, don't do it. You don't. Exactly. Yes. There is. We feel it. We feel it. It started young. Now, for a kid, if our parents were like, well, why did you decide? Like, but we didn't grow up that way. So why?
Yeah, my teenagers, me, and they were the opposite. And I'm going to the room, she just wanted, why is it? And I would say, your ceiling is so clean. Situation.
Perfect. Yes. Good. Yeah. Well, sounds awesome. I love that. So one last little tidbit before we go to this part, and actually it's 10:57. Is the meeting over at 11 typically? Is that what it is?
As long as you don't tell anyone.
11:11. Okay, good. Sprouts, they close it like, okay. Oh, shoot, I lost my thought. The white, okay, it's okay. Would you like to learn how to never forget somebody's name? Which I failed a little bit today. Ramy, Tyler, Chrissy, I forgot yours because you were the first one. Lori, and Jane, you back there. Okay. I know Jenny. Okay. I didn't get everybody's name in here.
You look at them and you say the name 5 times as fast.
Ooh. In what?
Yeah. Stop.
Over every time, yes.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know if you noticed, like I repeated names, I was trying to like pick on people and repeat their name and like really make sure I get it. But then there's another trick. So you say it 3 times. You say it once at the introduction, then once in the middle of the conversation somewhere, and then once on exiting when they leave the room. Okay. So good to see you, Jenny, blah, 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 out the door. Okay. Then the next one, this one's the fun part, is putting an image in your mind. So my name is Carrie. And an image that someone could create for me that I created for myself, which was carrying a baby. But I also got, when I was a kid, Carrie the carrot. Okay. That was like the rude name in school, carry the carrot head or carry the carrot, whatever. So I picture a carrot or carrying a baby, whichever works for you. Ramy, he said do re mi, so now, ooh, that's really in our head. That was perfect. Okay. Chrissy, what could we imagine for Chrissy? Anybody can imagine something?
I was thinking
Crystal,
being
okay.
very transparent.
Ooh, oh, yay. You're like, I lay it all out. Okay. So I'm picturing Crystal. There was a girl named Amber the other day, and I thought, like an amber crystal, and that made me like just sitting on her shoulder or like she's holding it. Okay. So you can also look up the top 60 names and already create your imagery for those names. Okay. And then that will help you to remember. I'm still building. This is something I learned like a couple weeks ago, but I feel like it is very important to remember people's names, and it will get you far in life. All right. Oh, yes, one more. We can do just checking in and following. This is great for agents. Agents love this one. So who here gets ghosted by their client? Come on, raise your hands. Everyone freaking gets ghosted by their clients, right? Okay.
But don't me.
Right? It's so rude. And as a salesperson myself, I try not to ghost. And when some salesperson, I give them respect, So I feel like we need to build the industry up and at least be willing to say no in a nice way. Sorry, that's not for me. And that's all it takes. A little respect, right? Okay. But we use the thing, hey, did you still get ghosted? Yeah. Okay, what about, do you still get ghosted? Would you like to not be ghosted?
Yes.
Okay, if you want a secret, who knows the secret before I reveal it? Jamie, what do you got?
You can say, have you given up?
Yes, that also came from Chris Foss's book. Have you given up? Blah, blah. I've used that. Did I get ghosted? Actually, I did. Yes. It works maybe 50% of the time. These work like 0% of the time. Yeah, these are 0. 50% of the time is what she just said. But these are 2 new ones, so I'm glad that I get to reveal 2 new ones. Use instead, there's 3 of them here, write these down. As promised, I'm seeing if, Did you move into your house? Did you get the boxes you needed? Did you talk to your husband and figure out that's what you wanted to do with the house and the decisions you were going to make? Okay? As promised, I am seeing if. And you can preface this in a previous conversation, but I'll be following up with you to see if blah, blah, blah. Okay? So then it'll segue into, I will be reaching out to you again. You can count on it. I am calling to see if this makes sense. bringing up an idea. So if you have a really amazing idea that you can give them, then have that. You can use the same idea for 50 people. If it's all pretty, universal, come up with an amazing idea. I'm calling to see if it makes sense. Can anybody give me an example? Anybody have some, who's been ghosted recently? Anybody?
I get ghosted like 20 times a day.
So that is like gold to you, right? So like you're glad you showed up to this class, right? Okay. The next one is I've got an idea that I'd like to get your opinion on. I've got an idea I'd like to get your opinion on. Yes.
And I say that really.
Yes, I would love that.
So I kind of started this little side business and I've been experimenting with what gets the best response.
Ooh,
And
let's
like
hear it.
messaging all my friends.
Yes.
What gets the most response is if you make them feel important, like you need them. So the opinion thing, I got 20 out of 30 people responding.
Oh,
If I say, I have something I want to share with you, 0.
still that one doesn't work. No, okay.
0.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you need to make them feel needed.
Good. Okay.
That one probably doesn't work because we're in the land of MLS.
Yes.
And so everybody's like, no.
Everybody wants to share.
Yeah.
Right.
I need your
If
opinion.
you're like, I want on this. I think you're so smart. If you compliment them, yeah, I think you're so smart. I would love your opinion.
Yes.
And then they're like, yes, I'm sure I
Yes.
For, thank you.
can see.
Kenzie.
Good, good, good.
I like your name, but I need to know how you deal with that, being ghosted 20 times a day. I mean, that would be, I'm struggling getting renters to show my list. How do you motivate them without taking them off?
That's a long conversation of ideas around. But basically you gotta find what kind of motivates them, right? What are they looking at? Here's something else gonna have renters in it. Either they're with renters in it, they're wanting to stay, so they want a good experience with buying property, new landlord. Or they're trying to get out of it. Right? They're going, oh,
They don't
I don't want to.
They don't want to clean it up.
Sure. They want to go, what motivation do they have for it? Right. If they're saying get there, nothing's changing for them. Why would they do that? Why would they go through their time to clean up the house and make it nice for?
Do you even donuts or pizza or?
I would definitely offer them something. So find out what would be a motivation for them. What worked for me in the past is to give them a financial compensation of some sort to have it clean and ready for like 6 hours every Saturday, and schedule all your shipping in that time period and pay them for their efforts because they're winning that thing. Right? They have no reason to clean their house and let people in. All their private stuff is there and all the things, and the computer's for them for why? You're selling because they're gonna make money selling their house. The renters, they're like, why can you do that? There's no reason to do that.
They're bachelors, so I thought pizza food.
Maybe
There you go.
gotta be the story I'll show them. Oh,
Send them out. And you can just bring pizza.
yeah.
You'll get stuff.
There you go.
There you go.
That's dog. Take your dog off.
Alright. So this is the reality check, because remember I promised a reality check, which is, what's my name? I don't know, some boy in class when I was
So you didn't have red.
in third grade. I did have red hair actually when I was a kid. It turned brown with the sun, but I was born a redhead. So carry the carrot top. I don't know. Yes. So anyway, just remember also Purple Moth Photography. Jamie's used me, Jenny's used me. Do you like your experiences? Do you like your pictures? Thank you. You're both stunning women, so that was easy. Thank you. I do headshots. Yep, headshots. I also, as Jen was mentioning, the team image. So have you seen Jen use team image? Like I've just her and the principal brokers, or not principal, but like associate brokers. I don't know if you've seen that one. Anyway, we told her she might not use it a whole lot, but I would. Anyway, that's me. So come on in if you need an updated headshot. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate everybody being here. Thank you. Did you guys get good nuggets? I kept my promise. If I do this again, my next class, I'm going to start teaching CE classes, and the class title for the first one that I'll be teaching is How to Think Like an Underwriter. Does that sound interesting to you? Yes? Okay, great.
Do you have a business
I do have a business card. It's in my purse. Bring the chair. Thank you, online people, for also watching and participating-ish.
Had a comment for you. I follow your Instagram, so I know you were a second. I thought, good job.
Kind of stuck together a little bit, but
Good job.
yeah. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.